If, like me, at times you struggle with your weight, then stick around until the end of this video. Lumen, the world's first metabolic coach, has important insights tailor-made for you. One of the reasons that I talk about the media and the media's missing of the moment, missing in action right now when we are on the precipice of possibly electing a fascist into office, a danger to the United States of America, a man who has signaled his willingness and desire to terminate the Constitution, his attack on democracy itself that culminated in a violent attack on the United States Capitol, where a frothing, insane mob attempted to overturn the results of a free, fair, settled American election in order that Donald Trump regain power. And the media is missing it. As I've said dozens and dozens of times over the course of the last many, many months. Thankfully, in the waning days of the campaign now, fewer than 14 days, there are people who are joining me and others to speak up, to hold the media to account. And one of the reasons I talk about this so much, to get to the point here, is that what the media does is important. It's special. So important and special that our founders baked in to our founding documents protections for them and their occupation. So my spirits are buoyed. I am pleased to see people like Charlamagne Tha God yesterday on CNN using a platform much larger than this one to hold the media to account, to call balls and strikes. And the fact that it bothers Anderson Cooper so much in this moment is pretty telling. Rather than do the thing they should do, which is responsible, and say, yeah, look, we miss it sometimes. It's defend, and make claims about things that happen on his network that he says didn't happen, that absolutely did happen. Watch this brilliant viral moment that is right now going viral with Charlamagne Tha God talking to Anderson Cooper.
Apparently Trump's is going to tape a thing with Joe Rogan. Do you think she should do that?
I think that she should keep calling Donald Trump a fascist. And I think that Americans need to keep looking at the rhetoric of Donald Trump, because I don't know why we're even thinking about electing somebody who's talking about putting people in camps. I don't know why why we want to elect somebody who's talking about mass deportation. I don't know why we're having this conversation about somebody who wants to terminate the Constitution to overthrow the results of an election. Aren't we supposed to be a patriotic country? Whenever somebody like Colin Kaepernick takes a knee in this country, everybody talks about, oh, that's so unpatriotic. But a guy can say he wants to terminate the Constitution to overthrow the results of an election and nobody cares. Like even me bringing it up now, you brought it back to Kamala and Joe Rogan. Anderson?
Yeah.
Who gives a damn?
Well, I think you give a damn who's elected president. And
yeah,
I'm asking
if that president is a fascist. That's talking about putting people in camps. That's talking about, once again, terminating the Constitution to overthrow the results of an election. That's talking about, jailing his political opponents. Yeah. Like, that rhetoric doesn't scare people?
Well, we talk about this every single. This is what
I don't think
I've been talking about this every night.
I don't think y'all have enough conversations about it. I feel like I heard more on this network about is Kamala Harris black than I do about Donald Trump being a fascist.
Well, am I wrong, Angela? Honestly, that's bullshit. I'm sorry.
Oh, I like that.
I'm not. Look, I'm a huge fan of yours. Okay. But to say that we're sitting around discussing is Kamala Harris black,
I've seen that. I've seen those roundtable discussions a lot. That's bullshit, Anderson. For you to say that y'all don't have those conversations.
I've never asked somebody is.
Oh, I'm not saying
Kamala
you.
Harris
I said the network.
He said the network.
I don't think anyone I don't think any anchor on this network has been going around saying, "Is she black?"
Y'all have never had
we have had. Look, I'm sure we have had, nutty people or people who have strongly held beliefs who I may disagree with, who somewhere on some panel have said something.
I don't think any anchor on this network has done that. And Anderson, who I like and respect, I think overall and generally he does a good job, but he got trapped here defending the organization for which he works rather than deal with the criticisms in good faith. Well, I've never done that. Well, we're not talking about you specifically. You work for a larger, broader organization that absolutely has trafficked in the sensationalism that Charlamagne is talking about here. In fact, I don't know anchor on this network, blah, blah, blah. Well, I'll just play you one clip. Here's Dana Bash interviewing Kamala Harris, and rather than getting to substantive issues, she wastes time, precious media airtime, addressing Kamala Harris and having her address the issues that Donald Trump talked about when he said that she happened to turn black.
What I want to ask you about is what he said last month. He suggested that you happened to turn black recently for political purposes, questioning a core part of your identity.
Yeah.
Any?
Same old tired playbook. Next question, please.
That's it?
That's it.
That's it? You don't want to address the insane thing that Donald Trump said, claiming that you're not a black woman? The woman who graduated from Howard University, the woman whose father is a black man? You don't want to get down in the mud and address when you happen to turn black? Dana Bash asks. Charlamagne Tha God is absolutely correct, and this is why I talk about this so often. The reason I continue to talk about January 6th and the unique dangers Donald Trump poses to this country is because of this. We can talk about all of the other things, extraneous political items and policy perspectives. We can do that, but none of it matters because Donald Trump attempted to end democracy in America. He staged a failed coup. Just because it was failed doesn't mean it wasn't attempted. He attempted to overthrow the United States government for his benefit to put him extra constitutionally and extra democratically back into power. Nothing else matters. The interview, I'll just let it finish here, another minute or so, doesn't get much better.
I will just speak up for what I do on the show. I do believe it's important to get people different viewpoints as long as they're willing to have a legitimate conversation. What I don't like are surrogates who come out and just spout talking points that they don't even believe, and those are people I try to eliminate from having ever on the air again.
I think no network has honest conversations about Donald Trump. Nobody's had honest conversations about Donald Trump since 2016. I saw last night they were talking about, the double standard that exists between Donald Trump and the vice president, but it's always a double standard with Trump, whether it's with Hillary, whether it's, against Biden, now with Kamala. We talk about him being a threat to democracy, but we don't treat him like one.
I don't know what you've been watching, but I don't know of any Trump supporters out there or people who like him who are tuning in to me every night to try to get, to be validated in their opinions. I don't know. I don't know. I disagree.
I don't think it's about validating. What do you mean, validating the Trump?
Well, you're saying that we're not, that I guess you're saying I'm not discussing all the things he is saying and doing and pointing it out and talking to, what John Kelly,
And that's just ridiculous. As much as I do admire and respect Anderson Cooper, that's stupid. It's a red herring. It's a distraction for him to say, well, I try to keep the talking heads, as long as they're willing to have an honest, open conversation. Are you saying that Scott Jennings acts in good faith, Anderson? Or are you saying David Urban acts in good faith in these conversations on the talking head panels? Do you really intend for us to believe that you believe that to be the case? Disappointing, to say the least here. But at least you got Charlamagne Tha God, Angela Rye there, chiming in to set the record straight, to be earnest and honest about what exactly is at stake here in this election. And it's why I will continue with my tiny, tiny corner of the internet to keep banging pots and pans about this, because this is the most important aspect of this election. It's that Donald Trump has no allegiance to a constitution he has raised his right hand and sworn an oath to. That doesn't matter to him. Power is what matters to him. Fundamentally changing our culture and our government and our country and our society, that's what matters to him. to stop the black and brown people from gaining any power at all in our system. That's what matters to him. Enacting radical policy positions through Project 2025 with these idiots at the Heritage Foundation. That's what matters to him. Extricating himself from the legal morass that he's created from breaking all kinds of laws. That's what matters to him. What do you think? I'd love to know. You can call, leave me a voicemail, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me as always, daily at Dollemore.com. Follow me on the social media. I'm at Dollemore everywhere. I'd love to see you there. And stick around for a word from today's sponsor. For many of us, weight can be a struggle. I know it is with me. As we head into the holiday season once again, which for many is the hardest time to stay healthy, I, for one, am determined to stay on target. You guys have certainly seen me through thick and thin. For sure. In appreciation of this support, I would like to share a tool that I've been using to keep me on leaner track. Lumen. Lumen is the world's first handheld metabolic coach. With just one breath in the morning, Lumen measures your, or in this case, my metabolic flexibility, which is our body's ability to efficiently switch between different fuel sources like carbs and fats. The more flexible your metabolism, the healthier you are, because your metabolism is at the center of everything your body does. Optimizing your metabolic health carries many benefits, including improved energy levels, elevated fitness results, superior sleep, and easier weight management. Head to lumen.me/Dollemore to receive 15% off of your purchase and put your metabolic health in your own hands. With one breath, Lumen will give you daily macro recommendations based upon your own biofeedback, allowing you to put yourself in the most ideal state for losing excess fat, gaining muscle, and improving metabolic health. You can also breathe into Lumen before and after workouts and meals to see exactly what's going on in your body in real time. With Lumen giving you tips to keep you at the top of your game. No more one-size-fits-all nutritional strategies. Craft a healthier version of you with Lumen. Head to lumen.me/Dollemore to receive 15% off of your purchase. That's lumen.me/Dollemore. Probably should spell that one too, but I'm not gonna. For 15% off. Breathe out and take metabolic health into your own hands.